It is time for week 3. I have the 52 Weeks of Socks book here. It's a pattern book by Lempi magazine, which is a Finnish brand, Lempi Publishing. And I've learned that it's not from French for wool. Lempi means wave in Finnish. So there's the first little thing that we've learned in this video. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna knit some socks from the 52 Weeks of Socks book. So this will be a vlog where I talk about my whole process from start to finish. And I've done 2 of these before, and I've seen that a lot of people are interested in this, and I get a lot of fun out of just knitting these patterns from this book because there's so many pretty ones in there. I don't know if I'm gonna do all 52, but I might. It will take a couple of years. I don't knit a pair of socks in 1 week. Currently, it's the 13th of February, the day before Valentine's Day. So it's time to start this 3rd pair of socks. And I've already thought of which one I want to make. So the pattern I want to make is this one. It's called Lempi. And it's a pattern by Rachel Coopy. And the fun thing, and I'll put in a picture too so you can see it a little better. I feel like the picture that they put in the book is not really, like, you can't really see it that well. But the fun thing is that there's 3 like colors that are each used just as much as the other ones. So I think that's interesting because a lot of times you have one color socks, or you have the cuff and the heel and the toe in a different color, like a contrast color. But what that does is you need a pair of socks, you need maybe 70 grams. Sometimes you're okay with 60 grams, and then you have like 40, 30 grams left over. And I have a lot of those quantities in my yarn stash, or that I bought a ball of 50 grams, and then you can kind of make a pair of socks with that. But I wanted to use some of those yarns from my stash for this pair of socks. So yeah, I kind of want to have more socks where they use colors in a more, well, in a different way than they usually do, like the traditional contrast color. So I thought of making this pair, Lempi, and I want to use some really fun and fresh colors. And excuse me for the lighting, the sun is almost setting. It's like 5:15, just got home from work, and yeah, the sun is setting. But the yarn that I'm gonna use, the first one is this little ball, which is about 33 grams of what I have left over from my stripe high pullover that I made with my advent calendar. So this is left over from the Iris advent calendar by Artemis Yarns, and it's the pink one. And I'll put in some clips where I show the colors a little better. So that's one of the colors. I think I want to do that for the cuff. Then I have 2 other colors. Here's all my yarn stash, all my sock yarn stash. And this is what I meant, that I have all those leftover, or 50 grams balls, leftovers from other socks that I need to use for something. So this Artemis Yarns Iris Advent Calendar, the pink one, for color number 1. And then for the main color, which is the whole foot and the heel flap, I am debating between this pretty speckled yarn from Durable Socks Tweed in the colorway 226 Ivory. And this is a 50 gram ball, so it would be enough to make that. I'm debating between this one or this one, which is a Hobby 4-ply sock yarn. This is in the colorway 3, and I have that same one left over from a sock that I frogged. So I would be using this one, but this would be enough for, like, this is 100 grams. So it also feels a little counterintuitive to use this when I have enough of this to do something else. So that's why I'm thinking this one. I don't know yet for sure. And then as the pop of color in the color work, I want to use this crazy neon color. And I think that would be really cool. So then it will be a really fresh color story, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm debating between this one or this one. The tweed one would be really cool too. So I might do the tweed one, who knows? Let's get started. Hello. I have made quite a bit of progress on the cuff section. It's going to be so long, and I've already made a mistake. So I was supposed to do a certain amount of rows, 1 or 2x2 ribbing, and then do just a few rows of the opposite. So where you would knit 2, you would purl 2, and vice versa. But then I did, at the start, I did all of the rows in total. So for the long part and the short part added together, I did for the long part. And I thought, okay, how am I going to fix that? But I decided to just leave it and now follow the pattern. So this section and the next long section are going to be a little shorter than this first section. But that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I enjoy knitting on them. It's a lot of 2x2, and it's exciting that they're, like, when I'm done with the 2x2, then there's a whole new color work section. Like, there's new things going on in these socks all of the time. So that's pretty cool, doing them 2 at a time. And I love the way the color is working up. So, Sweetheart by Artemis Yarns. Yeah. And I'm off to work now. It's early in the morning. That's why my voice was like still breaking. So yeah, I'll keep knitting on that. Hey, I have this much left. Ooh, I have this much left, and I actually wound it again, but it's so little yarn that it's just collapsing on itself. But There's the from the inside and the outside, or the other way around. I can't even tell. So that's, oh look, now it fell apart all the way. All right, I might need to rewind it again, but that's okay. I think it's like 4 grams left, and that is for the toes, because I finished the whole cuff of both socks. And now it's time for the colorwork section. So I have my 2 yarns for the colorwork section here. I'm going to be using this for the main color, and then this is the contrast color. So the rest of the sock will be just in this. And I'm not going to do that 2 at a time, because in this series I've been doing all of my socks 2 at a time. And I'll get back to 2 at a time after the heel or at the heel. I'm not sure. Probably at the heel. Yeah, well, I'll figure that out when I get there. But I'm gonna be putting both of these, because I'm knitting this on 2mm needles. I'm gonna be putting them on my 2 sets of 2.25mm needles, because I want to do that for the color work. And this is a set from Lempi, or yeah, a circular needle from Lempi, and I have never used it before. This is like the driftwood. And then I have the Chowgu 2.25. I love Chowgu. Yeah, so I'm going to be putting them on 2 separate ones so I can work on them. Yeah. So yeah, the reason I'm doing that is because if I do 2 at a time, I'm going to be doing color work and working like 4 strands at a time from the inside and the outside from both cakes. And I feel like it's just going to be a mess. And I also want to go onto the 2.25mm needles. So I'll just do it like that because I have 2 pairs of those anyway. So that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, and you'll be seeing that. Oh, and what is interesting, I have used 20 grams for these cuffs. So that's why with 4 grams, I am not sure if I have enough yarn, because that means 10 grams in each of these. And then for each sock, I would have 2 grams left for the toe. I don't know, I think I have enough, but I could do something funky, like do the start of the cuff in this yarn and then do the tip of the cuff in this, of the toe. I'm talking about the toe. 4 grams for the toe, 2 per sock, probably not enough. So I'm gonna start with that and then maybe end it with this so I can add that color in once more. But I'll see what I wanna do when I get there. It would be nice to just use up all of this yarn, just because that feels good. All right. It has a hard time. It has a really hard time. There we go. Yeah. So I have finished the color work. I decided last night I was just gonna work hard to push through, because I feel like color work for me works the best if I just do it in like one go. So just try to hurry it up, because otherwise I just feel like, I still have to do more. I'm gonna postpone it. So yeah, I pushed through and I did both of them. It looks so funky. So funky. I love it. It's really fun. It's very me. So next up is the heel flap, and the pattern states to like knit a few stitches like going off of the magic loop sides, but I had already decided I wanted to do the heel flap of one on the other side than the front. So for this one I cut off all the yarn and I'm going to start the heel flap on the other side. So on this side, and the beginning of round would be here, just to make sure that the jog that you have on the side where the beginning of round that you have from doing color work at the beginning of round, that jog would be on the inside of the foot. And then I'm gonna do an ergonomic toe. I've never done that before, but since I'm making a left sock and a right sock, I'll do that. So I'll always wear the right side out, and then like the jog side on the inside. So yeah, I think I'm not going to be doing that change that is in the pattern. I'm just going to do the heel flap where I decided to do them. And then maybe for the whole foot, I want to just knit plain, because the pattern has like a little pattern on the top of the foot. But I feel like it would be really pretty to show off the speckles, the tweedy bits a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, there's a little update. Let's keep knitting. So fun. So I got pretty far. I'm like halfway a row, so that's great. But I finished both little heels and they're so cute. So I'm gonna keep on knitting on this. My 52 weeks of socks book is here. Yeah, and I decided to not do the little structure here in the front on the top. That was actually what's in the pattern, but I feel like it would be good to let this shine, because there's already so much interest in there, and there's already stuff here going on, and then for the toe I'm probably gonna do this color until I run out, and then do the yellow for the remaining part at the toe. So I feel like it would be a little busy if I do structure here. So that's what I'm thinking. And yeah, I'll keep on knitting on it. I have finished all the decreases on the gusset and I've decided to do some more decreases because the stitch amount is 72 stitches and I am already using my 2mm needles, but I know that socks fit me better when I have 64 on 2mm needles. So yeah, I decreased on the gusset side, I decreased to 32 stitches, and now on the top I'm also going to decrease. I was thinking of how I wanted to do it and maybe decrease even more on the gusset side, but yeah, then I wouldn't. Then I would have to do something weird because I'm using magic, or 2 at a time knitting on magic loop. So yeah, I decided to just do some decreases on the top as well, and I'm just doing that in the same way. So starting with a decrease and ending with a decrease on that needle. And I just need to do one more decrease and then it's just straight knitting and then knit, knit, knit until I'm at the toe. So that's really nice. And look how pretty that speckle is coming out. The tweedy bits, so nice. I love it. So I'm gonna continue doing that.
Morning. I did a lot last night. I have been working on this so much the last 2 days. Yeah, so I think last time I filmed it was around here, and then last night it was dark and I didn't really want to film anything because you couldn't see anything anyway. And then I did my toe decreases. And I decided to do a little bit of an ergonomic toe, and I'm going to tell you what I did. I put all the notes in my Ravelry project page on how I did the ergonomic toe. I didn't use any tutorial. I just thought, okay, so this will be the big toe side. I'll just say, like, explain it based off of this sock. This would be the big toe side, and this would be the pinky toe side. And you want to have less decreases on the big toe side because your big toe like goes more vertical and your pinky toe goes more curved, like goes quicker. The decreases should go quicker. So what I did is in the pink yarn, I did decreases here. So here's every other round you do a decrease like normal toes. And then here I did every other decrease round. So every 4 rounds I would do a decrease. And then once I got to the yellow, I did the same amount on both sides. And then when I had 19 stitches left, because I said I decreased until I had like 32 on each needle, because I wanted to have 64, like I said before in this video. But when I had 19 here, I did more rapid decreases on the pinky toe side. So I did every round decreases. And now I have, I think 15 or 14. Let me count. 14 stitches on each needle. And now I'm just going to Kitchener stitch them together. And obviously I did the opposite thing for the other sock. So the big toe is on these outsides of the socks, and I let the big toe line up with where my jog is in my color work, so that will be on the inside of my foot. And then the outside, the pinky toe side, will be the where it continues the color work. So I thought about that. And then I'll always wear them with the left sock on the left foot and the right foot. Like there's a designated left and right sock. Normally you just put them on any. So yeah, I'm just gonna Kitchener stitch and then they're done. Yeah, and this is how much more I got out of the pink yarn. So now I'm completely out of it. So those are some funky socks. I just told my boyfriend I thought on the needles like this, hanging them like this, it kind of looks like I'm a hunter. And I have like 2, I don't know, ducks or something. Okay, yeah, Kitchener stitch time, and then I can wrap it up. Or yeah, I guess I can block them first and then I'll wrap it up.
There they are. They are finished. They're so long. Look at this leg. That's an amazingly long leg. So yeah, I haven't weaved in the ends yet. I'll promise to do that after I am done filming this, but they're just dry. I blocked them yesterday and I had to dry overnight. So here they are. So pretty. I think they're so cute and they're so funky, but not too funky. Like they're still wearable for me, at least. I don't know about you. Is this a style of sock you would wear, or is this too crazy for you? So I know my style is a little more like I could argue this to be a neutral, you know? Not really. Yeah. I have made all of my notes on what I did on this sock on Ravelry, so make sure to check that out if you want to know more. I will talk about my ergonomic toe a little bit because I do think it turned out really nice. So this is the big toe side and this is the pinky toe side, and I am really happy with the way that turned out. All the yarn that I used, that's maybe a good thing for you to know. I have put everything in my Ravelry project page, so I'm just gonna tell you what is in there. I had 24 grams of the pink yarn and I used all of that. There's just a tiny little bit left that I'm gonna put in my magic knot ball. I have used 12 grams of the neon yarn and I have used 42 grams of the tweedy yarn. So yeah. The only thing I think looks a little funky is you can tell that it is a narrower width here because I did the extra decreases compared to here. So here it's 72 stitches circumference and here it's 62 and 64, and I feel like you can tell. A little less after blocking, but that's okay. I'm gonna weave in the ends, and then there's another pair done from the 52 Weeks of Socks book. And I have the book right here. And the funny thing is, I asked my boyfriend, hey, do you want a pair of socks from this book? And he said, yeah, go to page 222. And that is this pattern called Snippet. And it's actually a really cute pattern and I hadn't noticed it yet. And then I showed it to him and he was like, yeah, those are really nice. So that was he didn't look in the book or anything. So that was just a random number, but they're really cute. And the picture is on page 222, so yeah. So those are the Lempi socks, really happy with those. Really funky, nice with the neon pops. And I'm happy I used up all of this yarn. So it's a great project to use 25 grams, 12 grams, and 42 grams if you have those left over anywhere. Yeah, I would recommend to have 50 grams of this because I did some extra decreases. So yeah, Well, that was another one of my knitting vlogs for the 52 Weeks of Socks book. Be sure to look out for the next one. Maybe you already have seen which one I'm gonna make, like I just said. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, push the notification bell so you'll be notified every time a new video goes live. And please like this video if you liked it. And I hope to see you